I caught them red-handed, tangled up in the back seat of her silver Audi Q5, parked crooked in the driveway of our two-story colonial in suburban Raleigh, North Carolina. It was 9:47 p.m. on a muggy Tuesday in July, the kind of night where the air sticks to your skin like damp cotton. I just pulled in after a late shift at the precinct, yeah. I'm a cop, 42 years old, built like a linebacker gone slightly to seed, and there they were. My wife, Lauren, 38, her long legs spilling out from under a hiked-up sundress, platinum blonde hair a mess, and her manager, that sleazy prick Ethan, shirt unbuttoned, hands where they damn well shouldn't have been. The windows were fogged, but not enough to hide the truth. I didn't knock. I ripped the door open, and her scream hit me like a gunshot. Ethan scrambled, fumbling with his belt, while Lauren's green eyes, those eyes I'd fallen for 15 years ago, widened in panic. Mike, oh God. It's not, she started. But I was already walking away, fists clenched, the world tilting under my feet. That's how it started. Or ended, depending on how you look at it. But let me back up, because the story isn't just about that moment, it's about the slow rot that led to it, the lies I swallowed, and the shitstorm that followed. Lauren's a singer, a rising star in the indie folk scene here in the South. She's got a voice like honey over gravel, the kind that makes you stop scrolling on Spotify and listen. 5'8", slender but curvy in all the right places, with a smile that could charm a rattlesnake. We met in our 20s at a dive bar in Durham. She was belting out a cover of Joni Mitchell, and I was fresh out of the academy, nursing a Bud Light. Married her 2 years later. No kids, just a dog named Cash and a mortgage we could barely afford after she quit her day job to chase the dream. I was proud of her, you know? Even when the gigs started piling up and her schedule got weird. Ethan showed up about a year ago, mid-30s, lean and tan, with a man bun and a smirk that screamed, "I'm better than you." He's her manager, some hotshot from Nashville with a knack for booking gigs and a reputation for screwing anything in a skirt. I didn't like him from the jump, too smooth, too handsy, but Lauren swore he was the key to her big break. "He's connected, Mike," she'd say, flipping her hair, her toned arms flexing as she poured coffee in our kitchen. "He's getting me into Austin city limits next month." I'd grunt, sip my black coffee, and let it go. Cops don't trust guys like Ethan, but husbands don't always listen to their gut. The signs were there, though. Her rehearsals stretched late into the night. Her phone buzzed at odd hours, and she'd snatch it up, muttering about venue stuff. And then there was that damn itinerary, her latest tour schedule, emailed to me by mistake last month. I'm no idiot. I noticed the gaps. Meeting with Ethan blocked off hours at a time. No venue listed, no band involved. Just the two of them. I asked her about it over dinner one night, stabbing at my steak while she twirled spaghetti on her fork. "It's just logistics, babe," she said, flashing that megawatt smile, her full lips glossy with that peach lipstick I liked. "Contracts, promo stuff. Boring as hell." "You sure?" I pressed, my voice low, eyes locked on hers. "That's a lot of alone time with Mr. Manbun." She laughed, a little too loud, and reached for my hand. "Mike, come on. You're paranoid. Ethan's a professional." I wanted to believe her. Goddamn, I did. But doubt's a slow poison, and it was already in my veins. A week before the Audi incident, I ran into Jake at the gym. Jake's 45, a burly contractor with a beard like a lumberjack and a handshake that could crush beer cans. We've been buddies since high school, back when we'd shotgun natty lights in the woods behind Cary High. He's divorced, cynical, and the kind of guy who sees through bullshit faster than I do. We were spotting each other on the bench press when he dropped it. "Saw Lauren downtown last night," he said, wiping sweat off his brow with a towel. "She was with that hipster dude. Looked cozy." My gut twisted. "Where?" "Some wine bar on Fayetteville Street." They were laughing, leaning in close. "Didn't see you there, man." "She didn't mention it," I said, racking the barbell harder than I meant to. "Probably work." Jake raised an eyebrow but didn't push. "Yeah, probably." That night I checked her Instagram. Nothing obvious, just a selfie from the gig. Her in a tight black top that hugged her chest, captioned Raleigh Nights. But the comments? Ethan's handle popped up, killing it as always. With a fucking winky face. I slammed my phone down and poured a bourbon. Then there was Sarah, Lauren's best friend since college. 13, petite, with auburn hair and a yoga instructor's body that turned heads at the coffee shop where she worked part-time. She came over for dinner a few days later, all smiles, bringing a bottle of Pinot Noir. We were on the back porch, cash sprawled at my feet, when she let something slip. "Lauren's been stressed," Sarah said, swirling her wine. "This tour's a lot. Ethan's riding her hard." I caught the phrasing, and my jaw tightened. "Riding her how?" Sarah blinked, then backpedaled. "Oh, pushing her to nail every show. He's intense." "Intense?" I echoed, staring at her until she looked away. She knew something. I could feel it. The day it all blew up, I'd been on edge. A double shift at the precinct's meth head had robbed a gas station, and I'd spent hours chasing leads, left me wired and pissed. I texted Lauren around 6 p.m. Asterisk home late. "You good?" Asterisk her reply came quick. Asterisk at the studio. "Love you." Asterisk studio, my ass. When I pulled into our driveway 3 hours later and saw her car, I figured she'd beaten me home. Then I heard Ida muffled giggle, a low murmur. My blood went cold. You know what happened next. Door open, bodies scrambling. Lauren's pleas chasing me as I stormed into the house. I didn't yell, didn't hit anyone, just grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on the couch. Staring at the TV I didn't bother turning on. She stumbled in after me, barefoot, dress crooked, her cheeks flushed. "Mike, listen, it's not what you think," she said, voice shaking. "We were just what?" I cut her off, my tone flat but sharp enough to slice. "Celebrating? Rehearsing? What's the excuse this time?" Ethan hovered in the doorway, shirt still half open, his dark eyes darting like a trapped rat. "Hey man, let's cool down. Okay? It was a mistake. Get the fuck out of my house," I said, not looking at him. He didn't argue. The door slammed behind him. Lauren dropped to her knees in front of me, grabbing my hands. "I swear, Mike, it didn't mean anything. It was one time. I was drunk, stressed. One time." I yanked my hands back. "Bullshit. I've seen the itinerary, Lauren. I'm not blind." Her face crumpled, and the tears came big, messy sobs. Part of me wanted to hold her, tell her we'd fix it. The other part wanted to burn the house down with both of us in it. I stood up, towering over her, and walked to the bedroom, packed a bag, left her crying on the floor. I crashed at Jake's place that night, his guest room smelling like sawdust and stale beer. He didn't say much, just handed me a bottle of Jack and let me vent. "She's been playing you, man," he said finally, leaning back in his recliner. "You deserve better." "Do I?" I muttered, staring at the ceiling. 15 years, Jake. What the hell do I do now? He shrugged. "You're a cop. Dig. Find out how deep this goes." So I did. Next day I called Sarah. Met her at a diner off I-40, the kind with chipped mugs and waitresses who call you Han. She looked nervous, twisting her napkin as I slid into the booth. "How long?" I asked, skipping the small talk. She sighed, avoiding my eyes. "A few months. I didn't want to get involved, Mike." She swore it was nothing serious. "Nothing serious," I repeated, my voice a growl. "She's fucking her manager, Sarah. You didn't think I should know." "I told her to stop," she snapped, then softened. "She's my friend. I thought she'd come clean." I left a 10 on the table and walked out. Drove to the precinct, pulled Ethan's record. Minor possession charge from '09, nothing big. But I wasn't done. I staked out his apartment, that nightsome trendy loft in downtown Raleigh. Saw Lauren's Audi pull up at 11 p.m. She got out, her hair loose, wearing a denim skirt that showed off her legs. Went inside. Didn't come out. That was the kicker. She wasn't just cheating, she was choosing him. I confronted her the next morning, back at our house. She was in the kitchen, barefoot in yoga pants that clung to her hips, sipping coffee like nothing had happened. "We're done," I said, tossing my keys on the counter. I want a divorce. Her cup froze halfway to her mouth. Mike, no. We can work this out. I'll fire Ethan. Too late, I said. I saw you last night. At his place. Her face went white. I was just ending it. I swear. Sure you were. I grabbed my bag and headed for the door. She lunged after me, grabbing my arm. Please, she begged, her nails digging in. I love you. Don't throw us away. I looked down at her, those green eyes, that perfect body I'd worshipped for years, and felt nothing but ice. You threw us away, Lauren. Not me. I left, checked into a motel off Six Forks Road, the kind with flickering neon and a mattress that creaked. Sat there for hours, staring at my gun on the nightstand, wondering if I'd ever feel whole again. My phone buzzed, texts from her, voicemails, apologies. I didn't answer. A week later, Jake dragged me to a bar, introduced me to Tara, a 35-year-old bartender with jet black hair and a wicked grin, her tight tank top showing off a sleeve of tattoos. She poured me a whiskey, leaned in close enough I could smell her perfume, something spicy, and said, "Heard you're freshly single. Buy me a drink later." I smirked for the first time in days. Maybe that's where it stands. Lauren's still calling, Ethan's still lurking, and I'm stuck between rage and whatever comes next. Divorce papers are drafted, but I haven't signed. Tara's number's in my phone, but I haven't called. Trust's a ghost now, haunting every corner of my life. Was it my fault for not seeing it sooner? Her fault for chasing the spotlight? Or just the way marriage crumbles when you stop paying attention? I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out over that drink with Tara. Maybe I'll burn it all down instead. Guess we'll see.